Hey guys, it's Vel here, and I wanted to make a quick video showing off a couple of Atlas trees for the upcoming Necropolis League. I'm going to show what my starter tree is going to be for mapping, then my experimental money-making tree, which is going to be using the League mechanic. And since that one's experimental, I also made a couple other ones which are more guaranteed money trees. So we'll see how it goes. So let's start off with the starter tree. So right away, I'm going to be going into the 2% chance for one monster in each of your maps to drop an additional connected map. So I'm going to be going up to this side. Now, before I go down here, because this is all 2%, 2%, 2%, I may have went pretty hard into the 2%, but I just want to ensure that I'm getting good map sustain right at the beginning, rushing my maps as fast as possible to get to T16s. So before I go down here and down here, I'm going to go into shaping the skies, and then I'm going to start going this way so I can get, oh, this is shaping the skies, and this is shaping the mountains. Yeah. So I'm gonna go up here right away, get shaping the skies, get shaping the mountains, and then before I go down here and down here, I'm going to make my way up and over into this wheel, because this wheel has big map drop. The final boss in each map has a 5% chance to drop an additional connected map. Then you have here tier 1 to 15 maps found have 5% higher to become one, or 5% chance to become one tier higher. So yeah, I'm going to go all into this, and when this is done, I'm finally going to go into these little extra map pieces if I feel that I need more map sustain. And because they took off Wandering Path, to be honest with you, I do think I'm going to need it. So yeah, this is all the 2%, here, and here. When you're done with that, I only have this tree at 118, and I'm just trying to think, what do we need right away? Well, we're going to need harvest probably for crafting our gear, right? So with these harvest nodes here, these ones here, and this here, and over here, you get 100% chance to get Sacred Grove. So I went hard into harvest. I even went up here to get harvest. I went into crop rotation so I can try to get those really nice harvest plots that I've heard of that have like 4 or 5 bosses in them. I'm like, maybe we get lucky, right? Get a lot of juice that way. And then I decided to go strong boxes just because they're really easy at League Start and fun. And I went in here for more maps and here for some currency. And this way I don't have to corrupt them or alch them. I put them into tamper proof. These ones are going to be your last points. These are the strong boxes are going to be second last, and then all of these ones to block off are going to be your final points. So this is the starter tree. We got a bunch of quant in here, a bunch of quant rarity here. Harvest, boxes, maps. Very simple, right? I'm hoping I don't have to stay in this tree long. The nice thing is now that they added 3 Atlas trees, I can just move over to the next one, and this is going to be my experimental. I'm hoping to make good money off this tree. I'm hoping so. This tree that I'm about to show involves the League mechanic, harvest, Jun, and Scarabs. Oh, and Red Boy, and Exarch. There's some really interesting League mechanic stuff over here. Like the lantern gives 30% chance for more devoted modifiers, and those devoted modifiers are the good ones. They're like the rarity, the XP, the quant. Those are what you want. That wasn't supposed to rhyme, but it did. And the next one here is haunted modifiers, and the lantern are a tier higher. So hopefully gonna get like even more quants, etc. off of that. So I thought these were pretty good nodes. I looked over here at these ones. So they have like 4% chance for haunted monsters to have unresolved anguish. I think all of these are 4% chance. Yeah, they are. And I don't know what the Gravekeeper's boon is. so I didn't go for it until I know exactly what it does. And I saw haunted monsters in your with unresolved anguish have 25% chance to leave an additional corpse. Like, that could be good for corpse selling, maybe, or crafting, but I'm really not sure how common it's going to be for how many points we have to take. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 7 points away. So I basically just ignored that for now. Here's some really nice scarab notes, 12% scarabs found in your maps. With this tree, I am not guaranteeing harvest, but I am hoping I'm going to be using harvest scarabs anyways, since those exist now, which is super awesome. So I went still with crop rotation. I went here for Jun to gain additional rank. Jun to me represents XP, getting potentially Veiled Chaos, diadems, things like that right away to sell, and more scarabs, right? Because a lot of things have changed to scarabs. A lot has changed to scarabs. Over here is more league mechanic stuff. We have corpses in your map, a 20% increased chance to have meta modifier crafting outcomes. And corpses in your map have a 100% chance to have meta modifier crafting outcomes. I think this is really interesting. I think it could be potentially decent money for selling if you're not using metacrafts at the time, right? Because you can sell corpses. And then there's this one, which has 100% increased chance to have modifier tier rating crafting outcomes. So I believe that everybody's going to be wanting to craft gear right at the beginning. So I see these as being pretty decent choices. If, again, we don't know how the league mechanic is going to play, so this hopefully it's going to be a decent choice. Here we have some more Jun. This is all the Jun you need. This is all the Jun you need. It makes getting safe houses so fast. So fast. It's so worth. We got more scarabs over here. We got scarabs found in your maps are more likely to be less common. And I think this is, just scarab chance found in your maps. I decided to take Cirrus, but leave the other ones out because Cirrus has 100% increased chance to drop a Conqueror map, whereas we only have like 3% chance, or I guess 6 if you put both of them together. And then another like 2, I left this out because it's another 2% chance, and I was like, I don't know. The Conqueror seems good, the other 2 don't necessarily seem worth, so I left them. We have some Scarabs here, Harbi Scarab, everybody loves Harbis. We've got Ambush Scarabs, because everybody loves strong boxes, right? Who doesn't love a strong box? It's a great Scarab to have. I decided to take Essence Scarabs, because I think Essences did get hit a little hard this league, but I do think everybody needs to farm Essences. People still need to craft, it's important. And everybody loves Beyond. Beyond is good XP, you can get good money from it, it's nice to have. Again, the Wheel of Quant and Quant Rarity in the middle, because it's just good. And, we got some Scarabs over here, too. We've got rare monsters in your map have 50% increased chance of drop Scarabs per monster modifier affecting them. This seems like it would be pretty decent. I hope that is decent. It seems decent. Again, it's just more Scarab chance, so like we'll see how this one goes. This may not be worth the pathing. It is like 5 points over, but it reads like it would be worth. I went into Red Boy because I find him really easy to farm at the beginning. You just have to get the immune to Burning Ground Pantheon, and then you're good to go with him pretty much, compared to Blue Boy that makes you read a little more. So I went Red Boy, put some points into that, and this is the other league mechanic. Haunted pack leaders in your map have 50% increased chance to be rare, which actually synergizes really well with the Scarab drop. And 50% chance to spawn Tormented Spirit when you collect a corpse in your map. Now, to be honest, when I read this, I thought it might be fun to actually put more points into Ghosts, but at the end of the day, I just don't have enough points for all I want to do. I mean, maybe I take out Jun later and then I have enough points for Ghosts if this tree ends up working out. It's just something to think of, you know? Okay. Let's get into the next one. This is the end of this tree. It's looking pretty funky. I will say, if you're gonna follow along with me and do this tree, you're probably gonna be getting these things last, and these things here last, and you're probably going to be getting Cirrus last as well, and maybe this part of Red Boy until you get your full 132. Okay, so now for the trees that are generally better money-making trees, or that we know are good money-making trees. So here we have a tree that is Legion, Alva, and Essence, plus a fun little Cirrus and Blue Boy. So there are a couple things in this tree that you may not need. They may not be worth having. Like, for example, if you clear legions relatively fast, you probably don't need increased duration and increased damage and stasis. So you can probably take that out. That's one point there. This is chance to have Legion. If you're using Legion Scarabs, you generally won't need that, so you could take that out as well. There are just like a couple things to note. And then we have this incursion. Incursions in your map contain cursed treasures. Cursed treasures can be claimed for valuable rewards, but doing so will lose time in incursions. So this could be really interesting. I don't know if it's going to be worth. I figure what you do is you clear the incursion, then you click the treasure when you're done, right? If you can be fast enough. So I went for that for now, but it is quite a few points that you can take out later if you don't like it and put into something else. Here we have some more Legion. Legion is just generally really, really decent for money making. Like, they pop out a ton of currencies that it's just generally worth it. I didn't take this side in Legion because personally, I don't like rushing and dealing with both generals. And depending on how spicy you make your maps, those generals can be like, actually like, they can hurt. they can do some damage. So I'm like, I'll ignore the general thing, which it does maybe lose out on some emblems, but at the same time, it makes clearing the legions so much faster. So I was like, I see it as fine. If you feel like, yeah, I can juice my maps and run the generals, by all means, you can put in those points, take out these ones, or take out the chance ones down here for it. I did end up going again for Sears because I just think the Sears stuff is going to be money. People love the exalts and the cards that come from it. Plus, every time you kill 4 now, you're going to just get an invitation. Like, it just seems like a good idea. So I went for that. I went Blue Boy because he was pretty easy to go for, to be honest. And it's nice to have influence on your map. And I'd say if you do this tree, you are probably going to be getting, again, the blocks last. And you're probably going to be getting Cirrus last, as well as maybe some of the Blue Boy. But this is generally, in my experience with previous leagues doing Legion trees, this has been good money making. If you're not into Legion, I have something a little spicier, a little different, something that I've only experimented with a little bit in this league, but I think with the changes to Breach, it could be really fun. So I have also made a Breach tree. This one has Breach and Alva and Harbi as its main thing, and a couple Scarabs. And as you can tell, there's a pattern with me, Cirrus again, because it's just good. It's just good, I think. I think it's going to just be good. Here's the Breach tree. Again, we talked about this Alva, so who knows if these points are going to be worth. But there is decent Alva points. The only one I didn't take is the 4 incursions, because I don't know about you guys, but I always I'll run 2 of my incursions, and if I don't get the room I want, I just don't run the last one, and then go and do the next one and do it like that. And now that I'm not wasting missions or sextants, it's going to be so much nicer. Blocking things is going to be last. Conqueror is going to be last. Blue Boy is probably going to be last. This way you can farm out Breach. I went into Chayula, and I did think about going for Ulnatol as well. But I wasn't sure how worth it that was. So maybe if the cursed treasures aren't worth it, going for Ulnatol will be worth. And yeah, with Breach, there's a lot of XP to get. Now you don't have to worry about clicking on hands. You can get really good density, and it has a lot of potential, I think, for good money making. There is a node here which I really like, which has a 4% chance to drop Breach stones, and there's a chance for them to be flawless. Like, I don't know how many flawlesses you're gonna get, but that'll be a really nice dopamine hit if it actually works. So yeah, this is the Breach tree. I think it will be good money. A Breach last league was fantastic money, and it's just going to be better now that you don't have to open hands. And if you're like, you know what, I like Breach, but I don't want to do Alva, I did a Breach with, instead of Alva, we still have Harbi, but instead of Alva, I took Beyond. This is going to be a big XP, and honestly, probably for like juicing maps, this is going to be a juicer, because there are going to be a lot of mobs that spawn in your Breach with Beyond. But I did go into Beyond. I also took the Beyond Scarab, because that just seems like a good idea. And everything else in the tree is basically the same, other than Alva is out, Beyond is in. And yeah, I think this, they're all going to be really, really good. I love the fact that now I can have 3 trees. So I can have my experimental tree, I can have my Legion tree, and I could have my Breach tree. And honestly, I also want to make a Blight tree, but it's just so many, I just want to make so many trees now. There's so many trees I want to make and try and do. You know how it is. So this is what I've got so far. I'm really, really excited for the experimental tree. I'm really excited. I really look forward to trying out these new, this new leak mechanic and seeing what kind of like money I could potentially make off it, right? Is it just going to be off corpses? Am I going to be able to make fantastic crafts really easy to sell? Like, how's this going to work? I'm very interested. Let me know what you guys think. If you like any of these trees, if you have anything cooking of your own, feel free to leave any feedback. And I stream 6 days a week on twitch.tv/Felina. We start at 7 p.m. EST, and I hope to see you guys there. Bye, guys.